Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick. Today I'm going to open up a couple of packages I just received in the mail. It was probably about a month or two back, Ian and I talked about test pressings, and in the video I talked about how I didn't own any. I didn't really know if I would ever get any. Well, I just changed that, and I'm going to open them up today. If you haven't done so, make sure you click on that link down below. Go check out the Vinyl Den Facebook group. It's just a cool place to continue the music conversation. There's also a couple other links down there. There's one for the Vinyl Den merch page. We got t-shirts and sweatshirts on there. There's also a link for the Vinyl Den Patreon page. If you want to support the show, it's always greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to give it the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we release new episodes. In the video that Ian and I did a couple of weeks or a month or whenever it was back, the way I came down on test pressings are, they're kind of cool as a collectability kind of thing, but I didn't really see myself ever really getting into buying test pressings because, A, they tend to be pretty expensive, and also they're pretty hard to find. You really don't come across them very often, at least out in the wild, at least the stores that I shop at. I see them sell online for probably a little bit more than I'd be willing to pay for test pressing. Obviously, if I came across something really cool, like a, Dark Side of the Moon test pressing from '73, that might be different, but even then, it probably would be way more than I'd want to pay for it. So, I did happen to come across two of my favorite albums, probably my two favorite albums from this band recently. And, even though these weren't cheap either, I decided to buy them, and I'm going to open them up here. It's still the kind of same idea, though. I bought these merely for the collectability of them. I have both of these albums already, and, there's not really nothing special to them. I believe they're in just plain white sleeves. I'm going to open up one of them here. But, I don't know. It's probably something I won't do again. Just because they're not, like I said, they're not cheap, and they really doesn't come with anything. There's no, inner sleeves. There's no, generally there's no, artwork on the outside of the sleeve. I do know a couple of bands that do, alternative artwork for their test pressings, which that's always kind of cool, but that's not what these are. I believe these are just in plain white sleeves. Open up one of them here. So I've been waiting for these to show up. I ordered these probably 3 weeks back or so. So it took a while to get them. They really got this thing wrapped up to where it's wasn't going to get damaged, which is cool. I appreciate that. But that's all it is. It's a plain white sleeve. This is MXPX, Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo. This is originally released in 1998, I believe was when this album came out. And this is the pressing from their box set that came out earlier this year, which I have a copy. Of course, I bought the box set. That's what the album cover looks like. Now, the test pressing I was hoping was going to be on colored vinyl like the actual album was, but I don't think it is. Hey, for the money I spent on, at least it's in a resealable sleeve with a sticker on the front of it. But let me open this thing up. I'll try to hold away from the camera so I don't make too much noise. All right. So I know when MXPX released their self-titled album back in 2018, I think it was, the test pressings they sold for those had I think they were hand-drawn artwork on them. But the thing is, that I started thinking about these is, I wonder how many of these are not necessarily this one, but other test pressings that you see out there are actual test pressings. Because if you don't know what test pressing is, when an album gets pressed, they'll press out sample copies of it so the band can, or the label, whoever, can check the music, make sure it sounds good before they press thousands of them. And the thing I've often wondered, especially over the last couple of years, is how many of these test pressings that you see released out there are actually the original test pressings, or they're just reproductions of the test pressings. So that's one of those things you probably really never know. This is just on plain black. And it just says A to Z Media Test Pressings on it. So there's really no identification or anything on the label itself. So I saw pictures of these online. So I knew, I guess when I bought them, I was really kind of hoping that the picture on the website when I bought them was just like a mock-up of it. And it would be something a little bit different than just a plain white sleeve. But I saw pictures of these online within the last couple of days, so I knew what I was going to be getting. I knew it wasn't going to be anything like that, but I don't know. It's kind of cool to have a piece of, I guess we'll call it history, but a piece of something that's really collectible like this to add to the collection. I probably won't do it again, just because, like I said, they weren't very cheap, and it's not like. It's not like I don't already own the album. So I'm going to open up the second one here. Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo is probably it was the album that got me into MXPX, which I just happened to wear my MXPX shirt today, which I didn't do intentionally, but let me open up this other one here. So Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo was the album that kind of got me into that band, or into MXPX back in the 90s. The next one is my favorite album of theirs, and this is Before Everything and After, which this was never actually available on vinyl until the box set was released earlier this year. So this was really kind of cool to have the test pressings from the box set, and it was a double album, so you got A and B, and then C and D. And it was going to be the same thing. It's just on black vinyl, plain sleeves. Like I said, would I buy something like this again? Probably not. I'll show you what the original artwork looks like. That's the album. So like I said, I was kind of hoping it was going to be on that same colored vinyl. I will say it's kind of cool that on the back of the test pressings it gives you like the directions if you to make sure you make sure tracks are in proper order, that everything sounds good, whether you approve of it or not approve of it. There's directions on there for that. So it's kind of cool to kind of go over that stuff and look at it, and it just kind of have a piece of memorabilia that is not readily available from a band that I really love. Like I said, MXPX is probably my favorite band, or definitely one of them. And so it's really kind of cool to have that. But, outside of these two albums, I probably wouldn't buy another test pressing, just because, like I said, I feel like you're missing out when you buy this, for a lot more than what this is going to cost you. Is just I feel like you're just kind of missing something. And like I said, I'm not a big test pressing person. There's a lot of people out there that do get into them, but I don't know. I know these are going to sound fantastic because they sound fantastic on the official releases. So it's kind of cool something to have. Maybe one day I'll kind of frame them or do something else with them. I mean, they're definitely cool to have, but I'm just not sure, if I'll ever go down the road of picking up test pressings again, just because. Like I said, they're not generally, not just these two, but other ones I've seen online. They're generally not cheap, and I feel like you miss a lot with missing out on the packaging, because it's one of the great things about vinyl records. It's not just about the music; it's about the whole package and the artwork and the liner notes and all that stuff. And I feel like you miss out on a lot with these test pressings. It's just about the music with these, and having them as more of a collectible piece. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about these, about test pressings, whether or not you ever really kind of get into them. Like I said, I can see us getting to a point where test pressings aren't really about the original test pressings, and it's more of a selling piece that artists can reissue, off of the original test pressings. I don't know. I'm not sure if that kind of stuff is going on, but, I can see, especially with some of the inflated prices I see from bands and labels selling test pressings through their website, whether or not they're really officially real official test pressings or not. But I don't know, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you come back and check out the show on Sunday. Well, that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.